Hello out there and good morning traders. It's January 11th, 2024. Welcome to the Apteros Daily Market Insight. Let's dive into our recap and then we'll update our levels for today. So taking a look at what was going on yesterday, this is actually one of my favorite type of days where we end up seeing a line in the sand that our NADRO tools, our NADRO context is telling us isn't quite as weak. I mentioned it in the write-up or the description of yesterday's DMI as well, and talking about how scenario one, even though it was the current what is picture, was starting to weaken due to a situation we call recency. And the more and more and more this line in the sand came under pressure yesterday, we just continued to see this market not release, not pull down to touch any of our lower destinations. And it really started to make higher lows as we pressed up against this particular line in the sand there. And then, of course, we ended up seeing the breakout up into our target area here with a pullback and then another opportunity, a perfect opportunity for us in the NADRO world here, contextually to get long off of this coming into the close. Maybe a little bit more of a scalpy time frame to do so, not maybe reaching all the way up to our target area, but definitely an easy layup type of trade for us to get long after seeing the overall landscape of what was going on there in that particular time frame. Now, taking a look at what was happening here in this particular section, what we ended up seeing here intraday was an opportunity to get long within our intraday tools. And we were talking about this a little bit in the community, and I had mentioned that this was actually the spot that I was using to express scenario two with the DMI. Now, that's a little bit more advanced, a little bit more student driven, that type of read, because the acceptance picture wasn't fully there on the line in the sand itself. But our intraday condition was telling us that this market was continuing to push to the upside. And as long as that particular market state held, then we had a more likely scenario to continue to higher places. And that's really what I was looking to do. And I ended up riding this leg of rhythm into that target zone there. And that was essentially the best opportunity for us. But to get it, you had to be a little bit more understanding of what we do on an intraday basis to compromise the acceptance picture around this particular line in the sand a little bit here. So that was kind of the breakdown of what was going on yesterday within the community, but also within the broader scope of the context and the DMI. The classic setup for us would have been right in here to get long, unless you were playing breakouts, in which case you probably could have played a breakout into the upper line in the sand target zone there. All right, let's update our levels for today. Okay, so taking a look at what's going on today, we have kind of a large bull zone. I made the decision to make it one big area, but essentially it's actually working with two areas from the upper part of this, but also from the lower part of this. But everything that was kind of bearish yesterday in terms of time frame have started to switch and become more bullish, and that's the current what is state, and we're going to be following that today on our time frame. So with our scenarios here, this is our main line in the sand for the session, and essentially what we're looking at here is scenario one. The current scenario is that we hold the bullish side of things, continue back up, test that neutral inflection, and then we're looking for clearance up above there and out into kind of this open space zone here. Now, open space can be difficult sometimes because you might not reach a target area, right? So if you're in open space, you want to develop a process around how to handle targeting and scaling in that type of situation. The 4880s is kind of the ultimate destination that I can see for us on the upside of things right now with scenario one playing out. Now, if we end up seeing this market come under pressure and continue to crack down lower, scenario two would be a hold underneath that 800 area, 801.25, and then we'd start seeing lower target zones coming in under pressure here. So that's what we'd be monitoring for scenario two. We'd want to see acceptance, want to see first target, and then the overall destination would pretty much be this particular reference here. The stretch target being the one down into here. If we get a really solid like bearish trend day or something like that, possibly see that 47.40. So it's just something to plan for in general, but this is the main destination overall for the bearish side of things. This is the main destination overall for the bullish side of things. The only problem with the bullish side is that we're out in open space in this section here. So you're going to want to trend follow however you might do that within your process. Within the NADRO framework, we follow some of our dynamic references and the states on those and use those for using targets and scaling and things like that. So overall, that's our general idea of what we want to do today with our DMI. Remember that this particular zone, I know it looks large, but the upper part of it is a little bit more important to the short-term thing, and then the lower part of it is a lot more important to the general look of bullishness on this particular day or session. So we're going to be watching how this whole area develops over the course of the session. All right, trade well out there, follow your process, and let's have a great trading day.